Hello and welcome back to NJCDC's The Loft. Today, we welcome back Compete for Life. Can you introduce yourselves to the good people?
My name is Steven Ostos. I'm a student at Compete for Life.
My name is Ronaldo Gonzalez, and I'm also a student at Compete for Life.
All right, Ronaldo and Steven, we always welcome you to the show with open arms. Love having you guys on. Today's topic, we're continuing our line of our nerdy talks, which I love. Today, we're going to be talking about anime, right? For those who don't know, basically, they're like cartoons, but from Japan, and they're usually much more like mature than the cartoons you would see like in like America. So they're kind of suited for a wider audience, right? So the first thing I want to ask you guys is, what was the first anime that you've ever watched?
The first ever anime that I watched was Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Okay,
I thought it was a Kame Got Kill.
No,
Really?
like before that, it was Dragon Ball Z Kai.
yeah. Oh, I mean, like technically, you can say like Pokemon was your first anime, quote unquote, because that's technically an anime. You know what I mean?
Technically.
Even though that was kind of pitched more like as a cartoon, maybe like when you were growing up. Yeah, that's just a cartoon. It's not like anything like foreign. But okay, I also watched Dragon Ball Z Kai as a kid growing up, and that was my introduction to Dragon Ball Z, and I became a hard Dragon Ball Z fanboy. You know what I mean? For the longest time. And then I started watching One Piece, and then now it's like One Piece is the GOAT. But anyways, that's besides the point. Right? He's got to shoe in One Piece every now and again. You know what I mean? But okay, all right, Steven, what about you?
I would have to say My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia was your first anime?
That's your first anime?
Basically, it's like I was trying to watch it when Crunchyroll still had like it still does, but like the 3-episode thing where you could like watch the first 2 episodes with ads.
Okay.
That was a pain. And I couldn't watch the rest for a while because I didn't have the Crunchyroll subscription. And it was still at the time where if you watched anime, you were shunned from society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wait, how did real quick, how did y'all watch anime? Like what did you use?
I actually only ever used Crunchyroll, if I remember. If anything, I only ever used like Crunchyroll. Before that, Funimation.
Yeah, I know
the basics.
Yeah, the Funimation got
shut down.
It got shut down.
I used to use
combined though, like with
Well, it got like they merged with Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll bought Funimation.
Yeah, I always used to use Funimation to watch one of the My Hero Academia movies.
Oh, okay, nice. Which one? Do you remember?
My God, I don't remember, but all I know was that for spoilers for people who didn't see it, it was the one where Deku, he gave Bakugo that one.
I think it was like either
two heroes.
Was it 2 heroes?
I think it was 2 heroes.
I thought 2 heroes. Okay,
I mean, I'm not sure. It's weird.
I know 2 heroes could have been the one with All Might when they did the double Detroit Smash. You know what I mean?
Peak. That was great. That was peak animation.
No, but I think that one when he gave Deku gave Bakugo
Heroes Rising.
Power. I think that's Heroes Rising. That is Heroes Rising.
2 Heroes was the first one.
Yes.
Heroes Rising, World Heroes Mission, the newest one, You're Next.
Yeah.
I love You're Next.
Yeah. You're Next is great.
I didn't watch it.
Is really good. But that moment, that was like probably the most hype My Hero movie of all, like in my opinion, right? It's either that one or the one. Man, it's so hard. It's so hard because they have such iconic moments. You know what I mean?
They're all like, they have that one moment where they just start popping off.
Yeah.
But the first movie was the double Detroit Smash. Now that was
crazy.
Great.
That's All Might. You know what I mean?
All Might.
Real quick, I don't mean to cut y'all off.
That's all right.
One thing too, I need to get back into My Hero Academia because I used to watch it like 4 years ago. I was 14 years old watching that, and it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Now I'm 18 years old. I don't even know what's happening.
Yo, you gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it. It's one more season is left. I think they're gonna air it soon. The last season of the show.
Hope so.
It is gonna be soon. I think they announced the release date. But I just forget when. Okay. But My Hero Academia is about to end, and it's really great. I think it's had a great run. Man. You gotta catch up. Now's the time to catch up, man.
Because I have to distance myself from the My Hero Academia
community.
Yeah, because
I know. It's kind of so the My Hero Academia community has been kind of renounced as cringe,
Yeah.
Like when I hear fandom come into the conversation, you hear My Hero in the same sentence.
You know it's about to somebody's about to get done dirty, man. It's crazy because
And I used to be a part of the community. I wasn't a part of the bad part of the community. I was one of the good ones.
You were one of the good ones. All right.
I was one of the good ones.
Actually,
it's like people didn't. Basically, for those who are wondering, it's like I think there's like people just like kind of overhype the show, or like are people in that side of the community were like kind of do or die about the show, super die hard. Like they were like, people were saying that fans were going to conventions and not taking showers and whatnot. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the stigma that kind of got.
Yeah, that was like the stereotype that they got. But not all My Hero Academia fans were like that. Not all of them.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Just a certain part of them.
Yeah, and the shame about it is that it's a great story. It's one of my favorite.
It's a
definitely
great
one of my
anime.
favorite.
The
Yeah.
fandom ruins it.
story.
Yeah.
It's just the fans. That's
Like,
it.
I know
Yeah.
one of my friends who says he will never watch it because the community is so weird.
That's a shame. That's a shame, man.
You know, actually talking about My Hero, I was gonna say about the movie, but another one I want to talk about was the spinoff that came out recently. Vigilantes.
My Hero
Because I
Vigilante.
actually read that before it came out, and I tell you, it's great. It's a peak story. Great characters.
Mhm.
Three episodes I think are out right now too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I've been keeping up with My Hero Academia Vigilante, so it's like a spin-off of like the regular show. The manga came out a long time ago. I knew about the existence of the manga My Hero Vigilantes. I just never took time to read it because I don't really read manga myself personally. But now that the show's out, I was like, of course I'm gonna watch the show, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far, you know. Obviously, it's not gonna be as hype as My Hero like the main show.
But it will definitely have that hype
Yeah.
moment. It's like I would say it's up there. Well, I don't. Well, in my personal, unbiased opinion,
Mhm.
trust. I would say it's probably up there. It could be like it could have a movie moment, if anything.
Yeah, it can
have
Not
a
a really
movie moment.
iconic moment, but it could have its moment.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm looking forward to the success of that show and that show's run. You know, so I'm sure it's gonna be great. But yeah, My Hero Academia, love that show, love those movies, great movies, right? So are there any anime? I know we discussed a few that you guys are currently watching, but what other anime are you guys watching right now besides My Hero?
I'm gonna go into the top of like sports anime.
Okay.
So it's this one called Hajime no Ippo,
Yes.
and I absolutely love it.
That's a boxing.
yeah,
anime.
boxing.
Yes.
And I love it for like the characters and everything. They're cool. And I don't really focus on the manga like that, but for people watching like spoilers, there's one character and there's one arc and one character in it. I only like him because of one thing.
He's red.
No.
Oh,
He's
Okay.
he's the same ethnicity as me. That's why
Oh, okay.
and that's why I like him.
You get the representation. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
okay. How do they show like, because it's a sports anime, do they show kind of the technical side of
Yeah.
the strategic side of like
Mhm.
boxing and whatnot? Do you think they portrays it well?
Yeah, but some moments it's where the referee, he does not do anything.
Oh, okay. The ref is non-existent.
He doesn't do anything. And there's
Okay.
one. Do y'all mind if I spoil it? Actually,
sure.
no, never mind.
I mean, actually, I don't
Maybe
know.
you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe
Yeah,
you
maybe
shouldn't
I
spoil it.
If it's like a really iconic moment, I would suggest not to.
Oh, okay.
I do want to watch that show. I just need to get around to it. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna definitely take a look at that one. All right. What about you, Steven?
I'm watching this anime on Netflix. I've watched 2 episodes so far, 3 maybe, but it's this anime that actually came out recently. It's called Moonrise.
Moonrise.
Moonrise. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix anime. So
Okay. They're a
right
good
now-
Netflix anime.
There are Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Mhm.
That's gonna
Yeah,
put
yeah.
that out there.
There you go.
But I don't know how to explain the story because I've only ever watched 2 episodes. But as of right now, kind of a spoiler because it's like I don't know, robots. It's like Terminator.
Okay.
Robots versus humanity. I guess 2 societies. They're going to war right now.
Okay, so it's basically anime Terminator. I
guess
mess
so.
with it. I mess with
Okay.
it. All right. Speaking of Netflix anime, I think one that I recently watched and completed was the Devil May Cry anime that came out.
I didn't watch it.
It's a Netflix anime. It's based off a video game, the video game Devil May Cry.
Mhm.
And honestly, like I didn't play the earlier Devil May Cry games, but they're great. The show is. I'm sure the games are great, but the show is great. I really enjoyed that. So that was like another one. I know you mentioned Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk won Anime of the Year that year it came out, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think
I think so.
Yeah. This year Anime of the Year is a little more contentious. They got a lot more candidates, but we'll discuss that a little bit later. We'll discuss Anime of the Year a little bit later. So something I want to get into real quick. One of the big debates in the anime community is sub or dub. The meaning of sub and dub, for those who don't know, sub is basically anime that stays in its original Japanese voice acting, and you have the subtitles on the bottom kind of translating what they're saying. And you have dub, where English voice actors dubbing over the original show, right? So where do you guys fall on that spectrum? And no judgment, you know what I mean? Like I watch a lot of sub and I watch a lot of dub, you know?
Okay.
I do as well.
Before I used to like Okay, I'll say both. Cause only reason why I remember watching Dragon Ball Z Kai like in the English version,
Hmm.
and that's mostly how I always watched it. Cause I can't focus like with sub. I can't focus on what they're saying, like they're speaking, and as well as like the subtitles. I can't focus
Yeah.
on both of them. That's
Okay.
why.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, like, to be fair too, the Dragon Ball dub is iconic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's well regarded as like one of the best dubs out there. You know, because there are some dubs that you listen to them and like they're kind of subpar. People don't like it. People don't like the particular voice acting in dub. You know, and I feel like Dragon Ball was one of those anime that broke the mold when it came to the dub.
Hmm.
That people really enjoyed it. That people were like, yeah, this is a good dub. And there's only a few shows that people could say that about. Like,
Yeah.
I would say another example would be like the Naruto dub.
Maybe the Naruto dub.
And the dub for maybe like Full Metal Alchemist is another. I think is another good dub that people say good things about. And people just kind of regard that show as like one of the best anime of all time as well. But okay, all right.
I watched a few in sub.
Okay.
I've fallen more into watching in English. I don't know why, but I guess it's because when I watch anime and it has its moments in comedy mostly, I
Mhm.
feel like it falls better in the dub part of that. I guess
Yeah.
I feel like when the English voice actors just I guess make it a lot better for me. But I don't know. That's
Okay,
about it.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I definitely felt that. Like I think for me, like what people I like dub when I'm multitasking. You know what I mean? Because sub obviously we have to put all your attention on it, which is like sometimes when you're watching a show, you do want to give your attention, full attention to a show, because you're trying to experience the show and try to like enjoy it.
Mhm.
But sometimes I'm trying to do a few things, do some like kind of maybe I'll play some Minecraft while I have a show on, and like his Minecraft is kind of like a mind numbing, just kind of chill. Like I'm not putting too much stock into whatever like I'm doing. Like and then the main event is the show. But if you have to read subtitles, you're obviously not paying. You can't do that, right?
Mhm.
There are really good dub performances, and there are really good sub performances. So yeah, I'm kind of both, but I know some people um very particular about the flavor that they consume. So so it's fair. Um
So actually, a question I had was if there is, what are the upcoming animes that you guys are, I guess, looking forward to?
So Kaiju number 8 coming out with season 2. I think later this year. I think hopefully, crossing my fingers. I know like I mentioned earlier in the episode, I talked about My Hero Academia. That's a
Mhm.
show that I'm really looking forward to. They're coming out with their last season. Dandadan. Dandadan was the anime that came out last year and was very highly acclaimed, and that's coming out with this new season this year. But yeah, I think there's like those few like these are just kind of a few that I'm looking forward to, but I'm just keeping an eye out. These are just new seasons and whatnot.
So the one I was gonna say was this manga that was apparently like what people say, I guess, a glazed.
Okay.
Like, it's like
Mhm.
overhyped apparently.
What
What's it
is
called?
it?
Gachi Akuda.
Gotcha, Akuda.
And apparently it hasn't come out yet, but the new season or anime, I guess, that it's getting released in the summer. And I don't know how to explain it because if I explain it, that's kind of like spoiling the movie. Not the movie, but the manga.
Yes, I have heard about this anime. It looks really good. Like I'm looking at photos of the like just screenshots. I guess this is of a trailer, and it looks great. It looks great. Like just looking at the character designs, I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying the art. I think Studio Bones. Is this Studio Bones are going to be animating this?
I don't know actually.
This looks cool. I'm looking forward to this. I'm sure when it comes out, it's gonna be something like, that's Solo Leveling. So
Mhm.
Solo Leveling has been like a super hype anime. It's probably gonna win Anime of the Year. Just throwing it out there.
That has to say that.
It's probably gonna win Anime of the Year, guys. I don't know. I feel like maybe this is something where the trailer looks really good. People are really excited about it because they enjoy the manga. Do you guys have a particular favorite genre where you kind of favor one genre over the other?
Honestly, I like a lot of like sports, like the sports genre.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good sports. anime.
Yeah, because one that I want to try to get into, because I know Alberto absolutely loves it. It's Blue Lock. He will always talk about that show. Well,
That
not
show's
always,
really
I
good.
shouldn't
I've
say
seen animation from that show and it looks really good.
Yeah, it's just sometimes I don't understand what's going on. I'm not really a fan of like soccer or football like
Yeah.
that. I can't get into
Well,
it.
well, here's the thing, right? So there's a particular anime or sports anime that I watched. There's a particular sports anime that I watched that is pretty popular. It's a volleyball anime called Haikyuu.
Oh, Haikyuu. Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
He
he
loves
also
Haikyuu as
watches
well.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first sports anime I ever watched, and that actually got me into the sport. And it's really fun. And if you understand the sport, you will have a better experience watching these shows.
And
Like,
that's probably why like he loves. Don't you love boxing?
Yes.
That's probably why.
That's
That's
probably
why.
like- yeah, yeah.
That's
A
why.
lot, you
That's
know?
how I got into the sport.
yeah, so that, hey, there you go. That's how it works. You watch, you see, you consume media of these cool things, and you want to do the cool things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there's something about that. Something about those kind of animes that that people really enjoy that they can actually go out and like do themselves. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fantasy animes where guys are flying around like blowing up mountains and stuff, and you can't really do that in real life. But you
Yeah.
can do a sick spike in volleyball. You know what I mean? Or do a good right hook in boxing. You know?
Mhm.
What is your favorite anime opening?
Ooh, that's a good one. The Dragon Ball Z Kai opening is iconic, I would say, right?
Mhm.
I mentioned Dandadan earlier. Dandadan's opening was made by a band called Creepy Nuts.
I know that they made another opening the Mashal second opening.
Yes, they made the Mashal second opening.
That one was
as well.
iconic as well.
Yeah, so like both like I just convinced anything that band makes for anime is going to be iconic because
Mhm.
they made the Mashal opening, but that opening is fire.
You know, there's another
Right.
one. I don't know if it's as popular, obviously, but it was this other one called Call of the Night. I don't know if you guys heard
Did they,
about that.
did they make
haven't.
the same?
They
band?
made that opening as
I need
well.
to look.
Oh.
I need to look at it.
The first opening for My Hero Academia, I loved it.
Oh, the day. I think it was called
Yeah.
the day.
Iconic.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think that's
iconic.
an iconic opening. I hope they bring it back.
Yeah, I want them to bring it back. At least like bring it back as like a remix or something.
Yeah, right for this last season. You know.
All right, for me, I guess out of the recent animes I've seen so far, it's the Vigilantes opening. But
The
my
Vigilantes is
favorite
really good.
one would probably be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes.
They have good anime openings.
Other than that, there is the Attack on Titan openings.
Those are also classic. There are a lot of great music in anime. You know. One last thing I'll kind of round off the podcast with, at least for this time. What do you think is going to win anime of the year this year? Because there's some really good contenders this year. If you give me a moment, I'm just going to look up anime of the year
I know
2025.
what you're gonna say.
I already said mine earlier.
Solo level.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, yeah, I guess solo. I don't know. I haven't watched the episodes actually,
Someone knocking.
the recent episodes.
Oh no, that was just my leg.
Oh, okay.
But
Say that again. Sorry.
I haven't watched the recent episodes actually
Of what?
solo leveling.
You need to because
know.
it's crazy.
I know my brother said I needed to watch it. We were watching it together, and I told him he could watch the rest without me.
So I will say, the anime that are contenders for this year is Solo Leveling, Frieren, Dandadan, Kaiju number 8, Delicious in Dungeon, and The Apothecary Diaries.
Definitely a runner-up, if not first. It's Delicious in Dungeon. That
Yo,
for me,
okay.
great anime. I watched.
right.
That was actually one of the other Netflix animes that I've watched, and it was actually pretty great. And it's gonna get a season 2 some point later on. And I feel like, well, I don't know when the anime awards is, like the whole anime of the year thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like if it's later than I think, maybe Gachi Akuda
We'll
Could
see.
be
I
up
think that's
there.
definitely. Well, I don't think it's gonna be for this round. It's probably gonna be for next round.
next round. But
But
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be
it's gonna be
maybe
the
up there.
contenders. I think it's definitely gonna be nominated for sure. I think it's definitely gonna be nominated. I think for me, there are a lot of good contenders. I've heard great things about the Apothecary Diaries, Delicious, all these anime. I've heard great things. Right. Honestly, as a shonen boy, you know what I mean. I love the fighting anime. I don't know the action anime. You know, Delicious in Dungeon. I don't know. I know there's cooking in that. I don't know how much action there is in that. I know that some of the best action has come from Solo Leveling, Dandadan, Kaiju number 8. Love those shows. Definitely glazed those shows when they came out, and I loved them so much. I would really love to see Kaiju number 8 up there somewhere in something. You know what I mean? They're like all these anime, I'm pretty sure have been nominated for other things as well. I think that Solo Leveling is probably going to ultimately take the overall anime of the year.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of categories, you know. I'm sure, like, you know, we'll have a wide variety around the place, you know, and I'm honestly loving all of these anime. I like the competition this year. I like that there's multiple answers to this question, because that means there's more great anime in order for us to watch and to be able to enjoy. So I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, all these new anime that are also coming out and seeing who comes out on top this year, you know. Thank you guys for coming. I think anime is a topic that we should revisit, because there's so much to talk about in anime. We've barely scratched the surface when it comes to this genre.
You even get to talk about One Piece.
Yeah, I know, which is crazy. We have an anime episode. I didn't talk about One Piece. What's wrong with me? No, but we'll definitely get to more anime. I think we're gonna have multiple anime episodes in the future, so I'm really looking forward to that.
I think so too, and I feel like we should have one after all of the awards are like done and done.
Yes, and you know what? I mean, maybe I'll give you guys homework. I'll tell you to watch the nominated shows. You know what I mean? When people watch the Oscars, they're like, "Oh, we gotta watch the Oscar-nominated films." You know what I mean? To stay in the loop. So I don't know. Maybe you guys got some watching to do. All right. Thank you guys for coming again, and I'm looking forward to have you guys back on.
We will be there.
All right.